If you're just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS fam, the green room. Let's talk about it. Hey, yo, GMS fam, the green room. What's going on, everybody? How y'all feeling? Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me fix the properties. The properties. There we go. We good now. How y'all feeling, man? How y'all doing? GMS fam, the green room. Make sure y'all tap into that live chat. Let me know you are in here, tuning in. One of the dopest shows you can tune into every week, man. We got some things to discuss. Something crossed my timeline, and I said, you know what? Shout out to the GMS fam too, because y'all pull up in the comments and y'all let me know about stuff that I know I'm gonna miss. You know what I'm saying? I don't really follow everything, so to speak, but when y'all do peep something and y'all want me to talk about it, y'all definitely hit me in the comments and y'all let me know, hey, this is going on, that's what's happening. And I'm like, you know what, y'all want me to talk about it? We're going to talk about it. So let's get to it. I stumbled across a new video, well, an interview actually, if you will, of Coco Brown and Torrei Harts. So Torrei Harts has a podcast that goes by the name of Brutally Honest. And she had Coco Brown on to talk about a lot of things, but one thing that she wanted to highlight was her issues with Corey Holcomb. Now, for those who don't know, Corey has had a lot of things to say about Coco Brown in the past. He has labeled her a joke thief. Now, Corey is not somebody who strays away from, calling people out for being joke thieves and, calling people out for being hack comedians and people who he doesn't think is funny. He'll call people out by name often. He'll even, he's even showed proof that somebody has stole jokes. He's even expressed that he's stolen jokes before in the past, which is, it is what it is. You can probably call him a hypocrite for being so vocal about joke thieves, even though he was once a joke thief at one point. But if his ultimate goal is to stand up for the integrity of comedy and wanting people to be original and come up with their own shit and be talented enough to create their own jokes, I stand with that as well. So I'm not somebody who's against the message of, get rid of all joke thieves. But here we are today with a situation where it's kind of thrown up in the air. Now, we have Coco Brown on Torrei Harts' podcast to speak on the joke thief allegations. But before we get there, I have a message for y'all. Before we get to that story, I got a story of my own. So today I woke up And I had something happen to me that I've never had happen to me before yet in my life. You know, I'm usually very particular about the people that I mess with. You know, I'm very, it's just, you know, I don't just throw myself out there. You know what I'm saying? I don't just invite any old individual around me. But as of late, I felt like, you know what, I need to have some fun. You know, I've been in relationships for a majority of my adult life. And, you know, being single for a while and being able to just kind of be on your own and just going out and having fun, doing what you want to do. And, you know, if you want to hook up with so-and-so, you can. You ain't got to worry about no extra stipulations, no relationships, no attachments, none of that shit. It's just, it's a nice space to be in when you are enjoying being single, right? So in the midst of that, I get a message this morning from a random number. That random message was, "Hey bro, she's taken. Ain't no need to text her at 11 o'clock at night." Oh shit. Not the bitch got a boyfriend. Bitch got a boyfriend now. You know, you ever had a situation where you was just smashing a chick? You know, y'all smashed a couple times, and then you try to hit her line, and one day it's like, "Oh, well, I have a boyfriend now." It's like, "Oh, okay, well, that's cool. I wasn't trying to be your boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad either. You know, do your thing. I was just seeing if the coochie was still open for business. It's not. God bless you. Hope it works out, right?" But this man hit me saying that, and I'm like, "Bro, don't do this, man. Don't play with me right now. Don't play with me on some she's taken. If you see a text message in your girl, matter of fact, this is what I need to tell you niggas. If a nigga's hitting up your girl and you don't check your girl before anything else, use a bitch. Use a bitch. Don't check me, check your bitch. You understand? There's a reason why a nigga is messaging her at 11 o'clock, because she is an 11 p.m. type bitch. you hit up an 11 p.m. type bitch at 11 p.m. because you know what time it is. Now, granted, I didn't text her no crazy stuff. I'm like, "Hey, come through so I can lay it down." I simply texted yo, because that's the type of shit you text an 11 p.m. type bitch. You text her yo. That yo speaks volumes. Oh, he trying to get me to come through. This nigga must have seen, he must have did the bitch ass nigga shit, got up, went through his girl phone, saw a text from me, and wanted to text me some goofy shit. Then, this nigga texts me a picture of a 44 Magnum, a toot. You gonna crash out over some community pussy? Man, if you don't get your bitch ass out of here, niggas is wildin'. You crashing out over community pussy. And on top of that, nigga, I ain't the one trying to still smash. Let me let you in on something, man. Let me let you in on a little something. Yo girl let me know about you. She said my ex is coming back into my life, and you know, I may not be as available as I used to be. And I'm like, oh, okay. You know, she told me that in person too. You know, she came over and then she let me know, you know, and I was like, oh no, that's great. You know, it's all good. I hope that works out. I hope, you know, it goes strong this time. You know, when you run it back with an ex, you know, sometimes it's a little tricky, but I hope it works out. You know, she gave me a hug and she left, you know, it wasn't nothing crazy, right? But you know, the next day after that happened, she hit me to come back over, right? And when she was on her way, you know, she was like, I'll be there in 20 minutes. You know, this is the day after she told me about you. She didn't just let me know that she was going to be here in 20 minutes. This, you know, she also let me know, you know, hey, I'll be there in 20 minutes. I still want to fuck. I don't know what you think about that. Hey, man. I know it hurt. I know it hurt. I know it hurt. I didn't ask for that. As a matter of fact, I declined, fam. I declined. I said, no, I'm good. You know, you got something going on. I'd rather not, you know. Don't want to take no chances. You know, I don't know what you got going on. You know, I don't want you coming back with nothing. You know, I don't want you burning me or nothing like I don't take those chances, you know what I'm saying? So you go ahead and do what you got to do, figure out your situation, you know what I'm saying? You can't have your cake and eat it too, baby, you know what I'm saying? You can't have your cake and eat it too. This nigga in my inbox crashing out. Hey, he said,
say shit to her. I stay the fuck away from her.
Dude, I got some whole girl with me.
Exactly. So what the fuck you talking to her for? So what the fuck you talking to her for? Exactly. So what the fuck you talking to her for? Exactly. So what the fuck you talking to her for?
He said, what would the Reaper say on this situation? You acting like a woman. If the bitch chose me, then the bitch chose me. She just trying to fuck you for security, nigga. She knows she can't get nothing out of me. All she can get out of me is some good dick and some good time. Some smoke, maybe. I'll roll up a joint, Reaper, keep it 1,000. I roll a bitch up a joint, bitch, you get high. You know what I'm saying? You can come over here, get some dick, smoke a joint or whatever, and take your ass on back to that nigga. Reaper, keep it 1,000. I ain't got no time for that shit. Bitch trying to have her nigga check. Don't check me, nigga. Check your bitch. Reaper, we need your opinion.
Exactly. So what the fuck you talking to her for? Talking to her for? Talking to her for? Talking to her for?
Stop talking to my bitch. Nigga crashed out over community pussy, man. Stop playing with me, dog. You better figure that situation out, my nigga. Don't come to me with that shit. Anyway, all right, let's come here for what we've been talking about, man. I had to talk my shit. But anyway, Coco Brown and Corey Holcomb. Now, there's been past beefs, man. Past beefs that haven't been figured out. And she's also going to talk about this because, you know, what was very interesting about what Coco had to say on Torrei's podcast was that her and Corey are good now. You know, Corey allegedly apologized behind the scenes after finding out that the joke-stealing rumors weren't true. Yes. All these allegations, all these remarks, all these stains that Corey has tried to put on Coco Brown for being a joke thief, he allegedly apologized after finding out that it was false. But he apologized behind the scenes, not on his podcast. He didn't come and say, hey, you know, so I had a conversation with Coco Brown and found out that she wasn't stealing my jokes. You know, I had a lot to say about her in the past because I thought that she was out here taking my jokes and running with it. So I felt like I had to, you know, I had to say something. And I felt like I had to go in on it because I felt like that was the ultimate disrespect as a comedian, to steal my jokes and then want to do shows with me to further steal more of my jokes. He didn't do that. So therefore, the large fan base that the 5150 show has still has the idea that Coco Brown is a joke thief, a fat slut, and a side wife with a side kid. Let's get to this. We're gonna get to this first. The comedy hype video, fair use comedy hype. This was 5 years ago with her talking about her supposed beef with Corey. Listen to this.
That would probably bother you. Yeah. In 2014, we did a story on comedy hype. Corey Holcomb.
Evil.
I was wondering if you were gonna bring this shit up. Okay, so mother gets to set the record straight.
I mean, I think it's in fairness. Corey has been a little upset to speak to individuals like yourself, who he's called out in the past, and for whatever reason he feels we owe him a rebuttal, or what we've have reached out to him, I look at it as you're kind of tarnishing people's brands, and they want to respond to you, and they may not want to do it on your platform.
He won't even speak to me. I tried to call him and rectify this, 6 years ago?
Yeah, but
He won't even-
they had to throw you off.
God, yes, especially being that.
You hear that? She wasn't somebody that shied away from the allegations. She tried to call and rectify the situation then, so it wouldn't go too far. But Corey wasn't trying to hear it. And then on top of that, having it be hearsay, and then running with it, that doesn't sound too masculine to me. That sounds very feminine, very gossipy, very, very, very womanish like.
So, literally about 4 months before this happened,
Okay.
I get a call from my agent.
And to clarify, he asked your divorce.
Asked my divorce, talked about my child, and told people that I stole jokes.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. But this is a man that maybe 4 months prior to this happening had reached out to my agent and said, "Hey, you represent Coca, right?" And she was like, "Yeah." He said, "Look, I just saw her perform at Chocolate Sundays, and she's got these jokes about her ex-husband. Tell her I got some tags for her. Tell her to get at me." Okay. So I said, cool. I said, well, I don't have Corey's number. Me and Corey have worked together before, been on the road together, but we've never been friends. We've been colleagues. But, it's been like a respect, whatever. So reached out to Corey. We were going back and forth. Our schedules were just conflicting, but we were going to get together, and I thanked him so much. Like, thanks, dude. That's really nice of you. No, Coke, that shit was funny you said about your husband being a side wife and realizing, you was married to a bigamist. That's what's funny. I'm going to have some tags for you. And I said, oh, God, Corey, now you hold him. No, I don't do it.
Wait. Hey, man. You mean to tell me the side wife angle came from her herself? How can you use a joke against somebody? Wait, we talking about the same guy who says that he says a bunch of stuff about himself already so people don't use it against him. But you went and used her own joke, the person you called a joke thief. Hey, yo, wait. You called this person a joke thief and then stole their joke to use against them and made it seem like that was something that you came up with on your show. You called her she a side wife. Did he ever say that she jokes about that shit? Because if you telling her that to her face, like, oh, I love the joke you make about you being a side wife, and then go and use it against her, do you get brownie points for that as a comedian?
What you do, nigga?
That's like when people call Corey a misogynist or something like that. Or a trick. What the fuck do he be saying? Yeah, I'm a trick. I don't give a fuck.
He's like, no, whatever. All love. 1 month before what he did, we did a show together in Detroit. I come off stage, he's standing around the side of the stage. He's like, man, you still a beast, Coke. Yo, get at me. I got them tags for you. I said, okay, great. 1 month later, I'm sitting up in my apartment here in Atlanta shooting with Tyler Perry for Better or Worse Season 4. Literally holding my baby, looking at scripts. My phone rings. It's a comedian. They're like, yo, what the fuck going on with you and Corey? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Yo, go to Twitter, sis. I'm like, what? I go on Twitter, it's this long list of, that's why you was a side wife and you got a legitimate side baby. Coca Brown will smile on your face and steal your jokes. Coca Brown's a fucking joke thief. And I'm sitting up here like, what?
And this goes for the people that be talking, like, Corey will say some shit and people will run with the logic of it, knowing it don't make no fucking sense. You talk about somebody's child, no matter what type of way you're trying to speak on it. When you mention somebody's child, you're talking about their child. Especially if you're talking about their child to get at the parent. You calling somebody's child a side baby and then talking about, why you try to make it seem like I'm talking about your child. Nigga, that to me is a mental illness. I'm sorry. You could say I'm hating, you could say I'm trying to whatever the fuck. But if it was anybody else besides Corey Holcomb, even the Corey sexual motherfuckers would be sitting here like, yeah, that motherfucker got something wrong with him. Because if you talk about anybody's child in any capacity, they're going to feel disrespected. This man went on Twitter and called this woman's child a legitimate side baby and then thought that it was only just supposed to apply to her. What type of logic is that?
Okay, because I just saw this man a month ago, and it was all love telling me to get at you for these tags, okay? And my agent will verify this, okay? Because she reached out to him like, nigga, what the you call, like, whatever. So I had his number at this time because we were going back and forth for me to get the tags from him, for us to meet up. Of course, I've been blocked. I couldn't reach him. So I called a couple of comics that I knew and told them what was going on, and they're like, what? Like, Cole, are you serious? I'm like, yes, like what is going on? And then I had all of these Corey Holcomb groupies threatening me, threatening my child, saying if I came to Chicago, I was gonna get up, you know, I mean, just ignorant. And a lot of comics that have always had my back, that I love and respect, was like, oh, hell no. I know they ain't threatening you and threatening your child. Like, and they felt like him going at my child was like, okay, definitely crossing the line. So we never had a chance to talk about it. I talked to my, you know, crew of comics that I could find in. And, you know, that situation really let me know who was my friend and not.
I bet.
Because a lot of people were either agreeing with him or and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, like, nigga, you know me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mr. Davis was happening. He said, remember he called Steph Curry's daughter a Lil B a while back. Yeah, that's another thing. It's, yeah. It's a tricky situation with that guy.
you know, I ain't never done no damn abortion joke in my life. And that's the only joke I really know about Corey Holcomb, is that flushing the abortion down the toilet. And I'm thinking, nigga, I've never even skinnied around any of your material. You are a brand in yourself, nigga. Like, really? So basically, we never had a conversation. It kind of just died out. Going back to what you asked me earlier, Corey has kicked me off quite a few shows that I was supposed to be on. I got kicked off because Corey refuses to work with me. And I'm just sitting up here like, what the happened? Like, I'm still trying to figure out, what's the joke? Because I had just seen you a month before, and it was all love, and we were supposed to be getting together for you to give me these tags. You talking about my kid, you know, recently, about maybe a year ago, you're on your podcast saying I look like an ape. I'm one of the ugliest female comics in the business. I'm like, nigga, I've been called a lot of things in my life, but ugly ain't one of them. You know, and I'm just like, what is this? What is the deal? And why he continues to attack me when, bruh, you're not even, I respected you for years. You know, I thought we were comedy colleagues, and for you to do that, to attack my child, that's when you became unforgivable. Like, at this point, bruh, you're dead to me. Whatever. And if you want to come at me on his behalf, you're dead to me too.
Corey has done that with quite a few comedians. Where do you think that comes from?
Well, I mean, he's a shock comedian.
Yeah.
So I guess he wants to shock, but to attack people, to attack a child. Come on, bruh. You know, like, you got jokes, you're talented. Why do you need to stoop there? You know what I'm saying? And especially, you know, I know that him and Damon Williams finally, you know, squashed their beef, but I haven't had that opportunity. You still talking shit about me. You know, and I'm like, because I'm like, if you come and watch my set, I guarantee you will hear nothing that resembles Corey Holcomb. Nothing.
Until this day, we have not heard about what joke she stole or what jokes she stole from Corey. If you can tell me in the chat right now, if anybody knows right now, put it in the chat. But as far as I know, we have only heard allegations of stealing jokes. We have not heard not one joke quoted. And it's honestly kind of weird because most of Corey's jokes, people can tell you what they are and what genre of jokes it is, what style of comedy it is, what he specifically talks about. Abortions, side chicks, being a trick. You know, his it's very male dominated as far as like the opinion surrounding his style of comedy. How could a woman steal a joke from a person that is speaking from clearly just the perspective of a man? Unless she twisted a joke to talk about her getting an abortion or something. Like, I don't know. It, to me, it'll be hard for a female comic to steal Corey's jokes. Now, mind you, I haven't seen an entire Corey Holcomb set in a long time. I don't know what his live set is these days. So I don't know if he dips into politics or whatever, or if he has some random hilarious joke with a bit. I don't know. But I do know that I haven't heard about an actual joke that she stole. So if somebody can enlighten me. No. He accused her of stealing his jokes. Black Ghost said, I think he was calling her a hack for stealing from people he knows, not himself, if my memory is correct. No, he accused her directly. He accused her directly. Money Mar said he never said which joke it was, but Corey does a lot of relationship jokes, so it's easy to flip genders. But that's the thing. How many original relationship jokes have you heard? How many, like, and it's crazy because here's the thing about relationship jokes, or even talking about relationships in general. A lot of people have gone through the same things in their relationships, which is why they pay attention to relationship podcasts or relationship pages on social media, because a lot of people can relate to it because a lot of people have been through the same thing. So that's another thing. A lot of the times there's situations where people can tell a similar joke and people think that they stole their joke, but it's like some people go through similar things. Some of y'all have the same, can think of the same joke, may not think of the same, lineup or the same approach to the joke, but the premise of the joke could be the same because a lot of us has gone through the same things. Now, when it comes to people like Amy Schumer, who will literally take a Patrice O'Neal joke and just switch over a few different words and I'm talking about by doing the setup, like that's what I consider a heavy joke thief. When somebody can literally do the setup to the joke, use the same words, use the same mannerisms, use the same cadence, and flip a few words around just to try to make it seem original, that's crazy. That's how you can really spot a joke thief for real. But with this, if I don't know what the joke is, if nobody can produce a joke that she stole, even if, let's say, if his purpose was to just say that she stole jokes from other comedians, what jokes were they? He has called people out on his platform before about stealing jokes and telling us what the joke was, but for some reason with this other situation, when it comes to Coco Brown, we don't know what joke it was. We just are gonna go with the fact that, okay, she stole jokes on the road. So let's finish this up, and then we're gonna go to the new clip.
I can't tell you the last time I seen that Negro set. It has to be 6-7 years from the last time I worked with. And even when we were in Detroit that time, I didn't watch his set because if anybody you ask that work with me, I don't watch comic sets. It may be 1 or 2 comics I may come out and peek because they got a bit I find it hilarious, and I hope they do. But other than that, I'm in my dressing room. I don't want to hear shit you got to say because I don't want it to get in my subconscious or have me judging what jokes I should do because you talked about it. I want to go out there and give the same passion and same veracity to my joke like it's never been told before.
You know what I hate about the comedy community is the fact that they can't legitimately go out and enjoy other comic sets and their peers' sets because of the notion that if you're out there watching another comic, you're most likely trying to steal their material. And I think that's why there's a huge divide and a bunch of turmoil within the comedy community, because that camaraderie isn't really there unless you're in a tight-knit group. Like, you can't be at a comedy show and be somebody on the lineup and be like, well, I like this comedian, I want to see their set because I enjoy their comedy, without other people or other comics seeing you out there watching them and thinking that you're trying to steal their jokes. So now these people can't even go and support one another as peers because of that notion. And I think that's whack. I think that if NBA players can go out and watch other people play and pull up to, see how people move, if motherfuckers is watching film, and I know you're going to say it's different, but at the same time, we're talking about the camaraderie and just being supportive of one another. You know what I'm saying? If you can't do that, then the space is just toxic. Money Mar said that's cap. Corey has plenty of new jokes. Just say you haven't been to an actual show outside of 5150. In fact, he was one of the only people on Weed and One's tour that switched his sets each city. He did? You went to every show to the Weed and One's tour? Or how do you know he switched his set each day? Or each city? How you know that? I want to confirm this for me, because I want to know. Because if that's the case, I'd be wondering why he hasn't shot a special yet. If he has so much new material and he's been killing it like he says he has, I don't doubt that. Nobody's ever doubted that Corey kills it on stage, but I'm wondering why a special hasn't already been in the works if he has so much new material. If he's the comedian that can switch up his set each city, then he must have an hour or an hour and some change of a special for us, right?
You know what I'm saying? So I don't watch people. You can ask anybody that works with me. My openers, they're like, Coco, don't come out that dressing room till I call her name.
What's the result of that when you look at social media and you see someone?
That's my guy.
It hurt. It hurt like hell. It hurt like hell because I've worked very hard for my character, my name, my integrity, and to have someone that I considered at least a comedy colleague do that, knowing you have the platform you have, and to take food out of my child's mouth, to kick me off of shows, and you won't even give me the decency to have a conversation with me and tell me why. What joke do you think I did? But you have no problem continuing to attack how I look, attack my child, attack my integrity. I don't get it. I don't get it. But at the same token, I had to make a choice of picking my battles. That's his beef, not mine. And if you want to believe him and not come and ask the horse and get it out of my mouth, then fine. You go right on over there and be over there on that team. I'm good because, like I said, I will have mental and emotional funerals every day for people that I thought I cared about or cared about me. And like I said, I would love to have a conversation with him. Be like, nigga, what's your problem with me? I don't bother you. I don't even talk about you. Nigga, why? You're not even on my radar. What is the problem? But you have no problem blocking me and avoiding me and talking shit about me. Well, honey, that's your baby. And if you want to join that team, you go right ahead. Go right ahead. But no, it hurt. It hurt like hell because I think what hurt me more was not even what Corey had done. It was the people that I thought were friends or colleagues of mine who immediately took his side and attacked me too. That's the shit that hurt me the most. Because these is motherfuckers that know me. And you knew damn well that was a lie. You knew that was a lie. But you want to be on Team Corey because he got more followers than me? You want to be on Team Corey because he's bigger than me? So it really made me see a lot of people. And that's probably the beginning of that guard that you see up. I don't trust a lot of people. I don't.
Now, that was her stance 5 years ago, right? Now, of course, Corey has had a lot to say. As a matter of fact, this past month, he doubled back and decided to go in on Coco Brown again without mentioning her name this time, but he made sure to point it out in the chat specifically of who it was to make sure that his chat knew who he was talking about. Which is dumb as hell, because if you're going to say you don't want to say her name but then call it out in the chat so that people can see it and call it out in the chat, you might as well say her name. That to me is, once again, that's it shows a lot of female energy. Tasha Jones says, stop lying. I saw Corey twice in the last 6 months and it was exactly the same. D. Rich said, the reality is that Corey is bitter. He hates anyone who is able to flourish. He's not a good actor and he can't sing for real. He's one-dimensional and on the decline, and it's killing him. Tasha Jones said, I saw him at the Chicago Theater in the Fiserv. What the fuck is a Fiserv? Same show. I think you meant to say something else, but let's see. Lady Hotep said, that's a good point. Where the special at? I don't know. That is a good question. See if Money Mar wants to answer that. You should answer that, Money Mar. I want to know. What up, Don Vito? Prince Young said, I know Godfrey's special is airing tonight. Yeah, I'll be watching that as well. See, this is what I'm saying. A lot of his peers are being able to do this shit and do it on their own with the resources that they have. Corey has a lot of resources. He has a fan base. He has every single component he needs to create a special and hasn't done it yet. And I'm wondering why that is. I truly am honestly wondering why that is. Money Mar said he responded to Tasha. He said, "I go to every Corey show when he comes to Philly or close by, and it's never the same show. He may repeat certain jokes, but his set is always different, unlike Mike Epps or Cat." Okay. Dollar Bill says specials aren't everything. I mean, to a comedian, yeah. Yes, they are. I don't want you to run with that myth. Comedians, that's something that is top notch to a comedian, is doing a special. And it's very important to them. It actually means something to a comedian to have their own special, and not just to have their own special, but to actually create it themselves and do everything themselves to get it, put out there to the world. D. Rick said, "I don't think he can get the backing for a special, and he doesn't have the capital or connections to self-fund a special." No, he does. He does. We already tried to devise this whole plan already. Of course, he'll never hear it from somebody who he looks at as a hater and whatever the fuck else he labels other YouTubers as, but I think that's probably the best plan possible for him. Do it at the Coin Academy. Set the Coin Academy up where you got rows of chairs. Fill it up, because of course all you got to do is say Corey's filming a special and we trying to get people in here. It's gonna be very easy. I'm talking about it's gonna be like slicing hot butter with a fucking butter knife, nigga. Like, it's gonna be very easy to get a bunch of people in that building to sit down and watch a Corey special, and they're not gonna have to fake laughs either, because he's funny. You have the production, you have the space, film it there. And why not film it at the place that you do the 5150 show? People already know you for the 5150 show. Your fans already watch, and you can stream it, and not just stream it. You can put it on through a paywall. Put it on Patreon. Sell it for $5 or $10, $20. People will pay the $20 to get that special. You got the cameras, you got the microphone, you got the production space, you got the people, you got the platform. He would virtually have to spend close to nothing to make this happen. The only people you have to pay is the people that are there with the cameras and the production that will have to go and do the sound and all that extra shit. You ain't got to pay people to show up because they already fuck with you. You already got the other comedians that revere you as a great comedian that will help promote the special. As soon as you drop it, you'll have other big names share it. I'm sure people like Snoop will share it. People like Kevin Hart will probably share it. I don't know, probably not. Nick Cannon will definitely share it. Flame Monroe will share it hundreds of times. For every time you zipped up Flame's dress. But I'm saying, like, is that not a good plan? Yes or no? For somebody like me to know this, I already know they've probably thought about that already. This isn't probably a new idea. This isn't some eureka moment. They probably already thought about this already, but what is holding him back? That's a good question. We'll probably get to that in a little bit. I'm not going to hold y'all long today either, because it's not going to be a long show. We just reviewing this shit and getting the hell up out of here. Let's see. Money Mar said, Corey said he doesn't want to do a special anymore because he doesn't want to split profits. That's stupid. That's selfish as hell. That goes to show you his mentality when it comes to other comedians and how he's, in my opinion, secretly doesn't want to watch people succeed. Because once they start succeeding, that's when he start having problems. He start bringing up the Candy or Coco Brown shit after she got the opportunity with Tyler Perry. That's a fact. You can go do the research yourself. Anytime people start getting certain opportunities, you start looking at people weird and thinking that they had to do something weird to get there, or do something strange. When in reality, it's probably just because of the way that he, treats people, or his attitudes to certain things. Why would you not want to put money in the people's pockets that are going to help you? What do you have to split profits about? You have to do that with any production that you're on. If you get a Netflix deal to have a special, you're splitting the profits with Netflix. As a matter of fact, that's the dumbest shit I heard, because if you're going to do it yourself, you're going to be the main one catching the profits. What you should do, if you're so scared of splitting the profits, make sure, okay, you shot it, you put it on Patreon, you're going to sell it for $20 a piece For everybody that goes on there, let's say 1,000 people end up buying, because he has more than 1,000 fans from 5150. They sell out T-shirts for more than $20 every time they drop it. So they would love to buy a special, right? I'm putting the metrics together. I'm somebody that can work behind the scenes with people and try to figure out what works best. The demographic. You sell out merch and you sell it for more than $20 a shirt or $20 a shirt, you can sell your special for the same amount of money. $20 if you want to buy this special and have it off Patreon. You know how much money this man will make? And he can take all the Patreon profits. The only thing you got to split with people is pay people who did the production for you and who helped out with the actual special. You don't need an opener. You can. If I was him, I'll put Craig on. I'll put Craig on the lineup. I'll put a female comedian on the lineup that I fuck with. And then I'd headline. And I'll do my special. I'll do about an hour and a half. Does that not sound like a good idea? I'm just asking. Dollar Bill says specials are either to boost your profile or get a bag. Corey already getting money. You should take 5150 show on tour and do theaters. That's another idea. Now ask yourself, Dollar Bill, why hasn't he done that? He's hopping on all these other tours, which is great. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that at all. I think that's great. I'm glad he's still getting opportunities to do tours and headline them. But do you know how crazy a 5150 show tour would be? Where it takes him, Darlene, and Craig to go city to city, state to state, to do a live show, answer questions, do bits, bring up comics in that city to do sets. Do the music that you've been trying to do that you can't necessarily do on other people's tour because of time and because of everybody else's creative clashing. You have all creative control and power over the things that you're doing because it's your own tour. He would sell that shit out in every city, and all he got to do is look at the demographics of the people that show up the most. I will only go to those cities. Every city that Corey sells out that he goes to just based off his comedy, I will go to those specific cities with a 5150 show tour. He said he already is planning on doing that in the future. All right, well, great. I want that to succeed. I want that to succeed because I think that somebody that with his platform and with his influence and the things that he can do, it's a no-brainer. There's so much money on the table just off of him getting it on his own without having to need Hollywood or the entertainment industry or these or his peers who are in better positions than him. He doesn't need them. He doesn't. He absolutely does not need these people. When you have the support of the people, there is nothing a company, entertainment entity, no famous comedian or top tier comic can tell you that could stop you from doing what you need to do, because people are going to support you regardless. He done been through a whole bunch of different beefs and all types of stuff, done said a bunch of stuff that go against the norm or goes against the social acceptance, and people still rock with him every week. So I don't see what's stopping him. Now, let's get to this. Now, a month ago or so, he brought up Coco Brown again on the 5150 show to talk about her stealing jokes, and this is how it went.
Listen here.
Sexual Hype is determined to go and interview a whole bunch of comedians to say something bad about me. And he said something about, he had one lady on there too. This is a big-eyed bitch who f***ed the comedy community.
That's before, I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Before my time.
Just a little bit though.
Yeah.
Right when you came, she had found a way to be in Atlanta, and at one time, the brother, Tyler Perry, was putting her in movies.
Okay.
This a big-eyed
okay.
She goes around talking about, I was talking about her baby. This is so Common. That's what Les Hilarious did. He was talking about my baby. No, you was on the internet naked with your son, and I said something about it, and you tried to make the attention go like I was talking about the baby. Here's another lady. I'm trying to see if somebody gonna say her name on there. She's a big head, fat, big-eyed bitch. Even when she lost weight, she was a fat bitch. I don't want to say her name. I'm not going to say her name. They can say my name all they want, but this is a fat, nasty lady who slept with anybody willing to sleep with her, and she used to steal everybody's jokes. I can bring comic after comic on here that will vouch, because the other boy, Tatalicious, used to steal jokes. I walked in on him doing one of my jokes, but then they always act like, no, I said a word. No, you was doing the bit. I walked in on it, just like I walked in on this lady doing. Yeah, somebody said it. Miss Lips know. Miss Lips know. Walked in on her doing one of my bits, and she used to try to be on tour dates. No, that's not her.
That's a name. Okay.
Miss Lips know who it is. They saying it right there. Good Jay know who it is. Yeah.
Okay.
They know who it is. Ryan Brown know who it is. So I walked in on her doing one of my jokes. So I cut it off. She used to try to be on tour dates with me. Nope. I used to tell the promoters, if she on, I'm not doing it. So who you think they gonna pick? Right. She ain't selling tickets like that, even though Tyler Perry cuffed her. And it looks like she's a strong comedian, but she's a hack. She's a hack. She steals jokes. And all I'm saying is this. I don't like the fact that they try to say that you went after their children. I didn't go after her baby. What I said was she married a dude who was already married.
Right.
So I said, you a side wife, bitch. How are you a side wife? You ain't even the main wife. You the second wife. I was like, you got real side babies. I said something like that.
Right.
But she tried to make it seem like I'm digging in on something personal about the kids and all that. Nah, fake bitch. You a lying ass, big ass bitch who married that man who was already married because that man know how to get his paper.
Torrei Hart dropped a new episode of her Brutally Honest
Now,
podcast.
you heard that. You heard that. You heard what he had to say. We're going to skip past my narration because you already listened to my voice. And we're going to get to what Coco Brown has had to say in response to the most recent things happening. Now, this is where she's going to reveal that they actually chopped it up after that video you just saw. They finally spoke, cleared the air, and Corey ended up apologizing. It did not happen publicly, but it happened behind closed doors.
Say about Corey right here.
You know, because I actually, yesterday, because I heard this comedian was talking about me. And it's a male.
Are they bigger than you?
It's a man.
Are they bigger than you?
No, but he's got his own following. But I was just like, I was confused because I used to cook for this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like when he would come and visit me and Kevin, and you know when we first moved out, I was like, you used to come to my house and I would cook full meals for you.
Why do I think?
You know what I'm saying? And I'm so it baffled me that.
Was I there once? When y'all first got married?
I don't think, not when he's been there, because he would come play video games and shit. And so, you know, I'm just like, why does he keep my name in his mouth? It's very baffling to me and confusing. So I flipped out, my boy acting up, just here, my boy, I was like, yo, I'm about to go eat. I got to get this nigga back. You know, I was ready to pick my phone up and start talking to the phone, which I still don't to this day. Like, understand why people be, yeah, motherfucker. Like, you know, and I have his number in my phone, but that's what I wanted to do, talk to the phone, you know, like, and then hit send, and you know, so I was all hype. And then I had to calm myself down because that's what I would have did, you know, 5 years ago. And now, like you say, I've done the work.
I always look at the big picture. I had a very well-known comedian come for me a few years ago, and it came so out of nowhere. We had just worked together.
Right.
We were writing together. He had some tags for me. He reached out to my agent to get the tags for me. And then out of nowhere, he just came for my throat, came for my child, just was on one. And I'm just like, and I'm trying to reach out like, dude, what did I do? What did I do?
You booked another job?
No, let me tell you what happened. It all came out. I'm trying to reveal stuff to you. another female comic who got accused of taking one of my jokes. I didn't know this. When she got accused of that, she flipped out and said, well, so-and-so be taking your jokes.
Right.
Me.
Okay.
And this comic, instead of calling me after you just saw me, we worked together, instead of calling me saying, yo, what's up? Instead, took her word and went on this rampage. And then when it came out, she lied. They apologized to me, but it would have been nice had you done it publicly.
Right.
Because you raked me across the coals.
Wait, said went on rants about you out in the public?
Girl,
like,
Twitter's where we had Twitter. Oh, yeah.
Oh, who?
Threats.
What's this?
I mean, it's public knowledge, Corey Holcomb. But we good now. But me and Corey good now. We good now. We cool. We cool. We cool. What? We good. He apologized, we good. Is that okay for you? Oh, that's a rite of passage, baby. I tell coms all the time, till Corey come for your head, honey, you ain't nobody.
I'm somebody.
It's a rite of passage. When Corey come for your head, that's a rite of passage, baby. You good, sis, you good. He came for your head, you good. It's a rite of passage.
I guess he listened to somebody else too.
Baby, but I'm telling you, like, I found the root of it because I couldn't understand why.
So you was confused just like I
But it
was.
took me 3 years to find out where that came from.
Okay.
That motherfucker called me talking about, hey man, I see you got a little issue going on. What, you good? You need me to pull up? Nah, niggas ain't finna do shit. Motherfucker said, if y'all missed what happened in the beginning of the show, I had a little situation this morning where a nigga hit me about his bitch. You know what I'm saying? He nigga mad because I was digging down his bitch, and now he mad at me because his bitch was doing some shit she wasn't supposed to do. You not supposed to check me, nigga. Check your bitch, man. Nigga sent me a picture of a 44 Magnum. I said, all right, motherfucker. All right, motherfucker. Don't get yourself in a situation you can't get out of. Stop playing. Stop playing around. You gonna crash out over some community pussy. You don't never crash out over no community pussy now. All right. Nigga, get some. All right now. Niggas already calling me. Niggas already calling me. Don't do that.
And it happened so crazy that it was revealed to me in a way that this person literally came up to me at a show 3 years later. This shit's over. We moved on, and tapped me on my shoulder out of nowhere and said, "You know, I ain't gonna do it."
Don't check me. Check your engine light, nigga.
That Corey stuff, right? Now, why is the first thing out your mouth?
The female comedian?
Yeah, why is that out your mouth? That's the first thing out your mouth.
Now wait, who's the female comedian?
I ain't even gonna get that bitch to the little bit.
Okay.
But I was just like, and I'm sitting there with two other comedians, and as soon as she walked away after doing that, she didn't say, hi, how's your kid, nothing. It's like, beef you have with somebody.
Right.
And I come to you 3 years later, hey,
Right.
Torrei, I ain't here to do with that, you know, right? That's the first thing out of my mouth.
Right.
And that was 3 years ago. As soon as she walked away, the comics I was with was like, they knew about the situation. They was like, did she just tell on herself? And we was like, I think so.
Right.
So one of the other comics said, I'm gonna find out. And they did. And they did. And
Damn.
that's what got back to me. I mean, even the ones who have thrown a knife in my
Right.
I don't hate anyone.
Right.
You know, I may deeply have a deep disdain for you.
Right.
And I can only tolerate you to a certain degree because I'm always going to be classy.
Yeah.
That's one thing about me. I tell people all the time, baby, don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not ghetto.
Yeah.
I grew up in the suburbs in a 2-parent household and went to Jack and Jill. I am
Right.
G as shit.
Come on, Jack and Jill.
But, you know, I can act really good.
Right.
Because people believe I'm Jennifer, for better or worse. They believe I'm that chick. And I'm like, okay, that means I'm a good actress.
So what y'all think?
Now, I'm going to say this. Bunny Marsh said, honestly, I don't think Coco even saw that recent video of him before she said that Corey apologized. Corey is good for fake squashing beef and then going in on you again. Ain't that the truth, man? That's funny as hell. He do be on some shit like that. Black Gold said, now let's see if Corey has enough manhood in him to say that publicly. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he'll reveal the conversation they had behind closed doors and when that conversation actually took place. That'll be interesting. Let's see. Black Gold said, I hate that. Nigga love throwing gun threats until they actually get hit by one. Come on, man. That shit is crazy to me. Keith Robinson said, "You chill, bro. Leave that off the interweb. People love to crash out." I gotta poke fun at that shit. That was the first time some shit like that ever happened to me. A nigga hit me up over his bitch. Like, man, come on, bro. As soon as you see that your bitch is for the streets, nigga, you gotta act accordingly. You have to act accordingly, cause ain't nothing you can do about it. That's who she is. She is for the streets. So, what are you mad about? Why are you mad at me? I don't owe you nothing, brother. That's her. She want to pretend to be housewife, man, while secretly wanting to go get other dick other places. You can't be mad at the niggas that she going for. You got to be mad at her. You got to move around, man, from man to man. All the bullshit threats aside, nigga, we don't know each other. So you got to understand, I'm telling you this for your own good. She gonna get you fucked up. And it's not even by me. If you're willing to crash out over community pussy, man, this is going to be a situation that happens again and again and again and again. And you're going to keep having to text other niggas like, stop texting my bitch, man. Leave my bitch alone, man. Why are you doing this? Why are you talking to her? She's mine. I put a ring on that whore. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Hey, my nigga said, hold on, look.
Say shit to her. I stay the fuck away from her.
Dude, I got some whole girl with her.
Exactly. So what the fuck you talking to her for? Exactly. So what the fuck you talking to her for? Exactly. So what the fuck you talking to her for? Talking to her for? Talking to her for? Talking to her for?
Stop talking to my bitch. That's how I imagine he opened up the phone and see my text from last night. And he did the best cry ever. As soon as he opened his bitch phone, he said, Lord Jesus, help these niggas. Hey man, you gotta get these jokes, fam. You gotta get these jokes, man. It's like an unwritten rule. You should never ever hit the nigga that your bitch is trying to fuck with on the low. You should only check her. Alright? Don't be that nigga, man. Shit. Alright, now, before we get out of here, let's talk about this real quick, because Chris Webber responded to all the people that are talking about the rumor of him being the father of Doug Christie and Jackie Christie's daughter. That rumor spread like wildfire last week, and it took over social media in a way that only made it feel like there was validity to it. Chris Webber took to his Twitter page or social media. I don't know where he originally posted to, but I did see it on Twitter, or on his Twitter page. He addressed it, but he didn't directly address it. He just addressed it enough for people to know what he was talking about. And then he obviously made the threats of Jackie. Is it Jackie? Is it Jackie? Doug and Jackie? What did I say? What did I say? What name did I say? I don't know what name I just said. But yeah, Doug and Jackie Christie. He addressed it, and he also seemingly threatened legal action against the people that are still spreading false narratives or keeping up content that has the false narratives with it. Now, I want to say good luck with that, because if people are just like speaking on the rumors, if this is what kind of like the media is, like if something pops up in the news cycle and people talk about it, it's what they're going to talk. You can't necessarily make them take it down unless they were saying for a fact that that was something that happened. If they're reacting to a rumor, it's going to be hard for you to take any legal action behind that. I think he was just trying to, he was trying to press people into deleting content that had to do with that rumor. Also, Jackie Christie reposted the video that he made on her Instagram page to try to, you know, clarify and double down and be like, all right, see, we're in tandem. I agree, this didn't happen, you know, checkmate type deal. But it's interesting. Corey actually responded to that, but before we listen to that, this is what Chris Webber had to say.
What's up, party people? Man, the internet is undefeated, huh? That's why I'm gonna give this friendly reminder to some of my friends out there that you can't believe everything you read, see, or hear on the internet. Especially when they're all lies. No proof, just made up lies. So I'm gonna take this opportunity to issue my one and only advisory. If you have a platform and you have content with my name attached to lies, take it down now. And to those that started the rumor, that started the lies and then continued to spread the lies, I dare you not to take it down. I dare you to repeat a lie. You're not going to defame my name. Of course the lawyers are in action. Of course the lawyers are in motion and are motivated. But that's that. If anyone else that wants some insight and a story or some tools of how to get through the distractions, how to stay focused during the bull, go get my book. By God's grace.
Nigga want to promote his book.
By God's grace. By God's grace.
All right now, Lady Hotep. Over there getting a little moist in the comments. You better chill, girl.
It's crazy. The enemy wants us to be distracted, man. You gotta put your blinders on. Stay focused, man. Stay focused, man. Stay focused.
Yo, AP, he look like him too.
What's up? This bruh man from the fifth floor, and you tuned in to Forgotten Kings TV.
We probably need to really
shout out to Forgotten Kings TV, man. Go subscribe. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all already are, but go subscribe. Shout out to Forgotten Kings TV.
Address the thing where my brother from the Fab Five, Chris Webber, name is in the news now. And Chris Webber has a video out now where a lot of stuff he's not happy about. And I want to say to the brother Chris Webber, man, do you know once your name is out there, all of these people who do these, especially the AI videos, they're cowards who are going to hide behind a credit card that you're going to pay lawyers to go and deal with, and it's going to lead to so many dead ends. I know what it feels like to be misrepresented when people speak. Trust me. But brother Chris, man, they gonna come up with, they gonna lie about this, they gonna lie about that. It's part of this world called the internet. You really can't believe everything you see on the internet that they say about people, but what the fuck is true? That's what we want to know. Is everybody off with what they say, brother Chris, about what's happening? Because people get information and people say, I don't like the fact that people say, oh, he talking about Corey and 5150. So we didn't say nothing about him like that, because I watched again what we said.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say, because you could tell this was like, because I don't do clickbait. I do not do clickbait. I'll do a title that attracts the eye, like, you know, Corey Holcomb goes off on so-and-so, but he is going off on that person. It's not like, oh, Corey Holcomb is insane, belligerent, froth mouth-filled rant against like it's simple to the point. Putting in the title, Corey Holcomb responds to Chris Webber warns Corey Holcomb, or Chris Webber responds to Corey Holcomb, knowing how many platforms was talking about Chris Webber at the time. You singled him out in that way. So, and then on top of that, they didn't say anything that wild about the situation. I don't think they even really said nothing that wild about Chris Webber on that episode. So I don't think he was necessarily responding to Corey Holcomb directly. I think he was responding to the overall noise because it was gaining too much traction. Tokechamp said, it's funny how Corey is going to talk about Charleston Wright for his video, but don't want people talking about his messy ass. Let's see. Don Vito said Chris Webber trying to call a timeout at the wrong moment again. The most detrimental timeout ever called in NBA history is held by this man, Chris Webber. If you know, you fucking know. I know a lot of them, Nick, bro. I swear to God, I'm sure every Sacramento Kings fan watching Hart started racing when that shit happened. Anger filled their souls. Black people that don't know what it's like to turn red turned red that day. You talk about making one of the biggest mistakes of your life. Goodness gracious.
Yeah. Chris, you said you heard.
Right.
And we heard things about this, that, and the other. And I was talking about having people over around your wife, and I stand on everything I said. Because I wouldn't have no man in my house hanging with my wife.
Hey, he said, D. Rick said, Corey is the biggest gaslighter. He's acting like he didn't spew the lies. The nigga is acting like he is a victim. Corey is wild. No, he ran with the social media narrative like he normally does and gives a strong opinion about it and then acts like nothing crazy was said. Now, with the Chris Webber situation, I don't personally think he said anything too crazy, but he did run with the accusations. The same way now he's trying to be like, don't try to do the lawyer shit. You're going to go down a bunch of dead ends. You're going to do all this shit. He's not encouraging him to sue. He's discouraging him from doing so, even though Corey's the same person that is like, oh, I'm going to go after these people on YouTube and do all this shit and bring people to his or bring my lawyers to their channels and get their channels taken down just because people are talking about things that you're saying. You're giving people the content to talk about because you say wild shit and then get mad when people have an opinion on the wild shit that you say. He thinks that his comments and things should go unchecked because he looks at himself as a god or as greater than somebody else or more knowledgeable or that he knows what he's talking about or is right all the time. And for somebody who clearly isn't right all the time, for somebody who has clearly put their foot in their mouth, who has contradicted themselves over and over again, who has been one of the biggest hypocrites ever in life, hilarious comedian, very entertaining, but very hypocritical, you shouldn't be mad at people reacting to some of the things that you say, especially if you're wrong. Like this, the Coco Brown shit, perfect example. You sit on your platform and you say wild shit about somebody. And then behind closed doors, you're apologizing and coming to an understanding, but can't rectify that situation in public. And part of that reason, I feel like, my personal opinion, I could be wrong, but I feel like he doesn't do that in person or on his platform for the public because of how much he talks about and all the crazy shit he says about somebody. He doesn't want to look like a hypocrite. He doesn't want to look like somebody that put their foot in their mouth. He doesn't want to look like somebody that doesn't stand on shit. So you have to not go to the public and say, I pieced it up with Coco Brown, a woman I've been talking about for 10 plus years for stealing jokes because I found out she actually didn't steal my jokes. You can't do that because you put too much energy into the atmosphere. That's just kind of how I feel. But let's finish this up.
So with that being said, I would say to my brother Chris, who was, you know what I'm saying, phenomenal in college. He did. I mean, the NBA, he got his money. You know what I'm saying? What we want to know, since you're coming on the internet, is what happened, brother. And you used to say it ain't none of your business, but
yeah. That's what I meant. That's what I meant to say. I only know Chris Webber for his stint with the Kings because that was his team. I knew that was at Michigan. I knew that was with the starting five, the motherfucking what they used to call them niggas, what they used to call the Michigan boys, man. What they used to call C Webb and motherfucking Jalen Rose and Juwan Howard and goddamn. What did they used to call them? Somebody help me, man. I'm hard. That's why I thought about the Kings and not Michigan State. What did they used to call them boys, man? Fab Five. There we go. The Fab Five. Those was my guys, man. Don't get it twisted. I knew about that, but you know, yeah, you get it.
I saw something where you was talking about it. So it is the business of the internet. Everything you put on the internet is going to be in people's business, especially if you are a famous person that people want to be able to say something bad about anyway, because I get people saying stuff about me, and I watch some of it, and I'll be like, you're so off. What are you talking about? That's not even what happened. But whatever happened, brother Chris.
That's not even what happened. Niggas be playing his videos. Oh shit. Niggas be playing his videos of him saying this is what I'm talking about. This guy, he will feed a narrative. And because he knows that he has a type of fan base that will go off of his word and not actually the reality of the situation, he could say shit like that. Niggas be literally playing his shit word for word, and he just saying stuff that just not even real, didn't even happen. What didn't happen? You talking about it, nigga? What?
Maybe you should put it out there on the internet instead of putting it out there about the lawyers, because man, you ain't finna chase these garbage ass pages of AI down with lawyers because it's too expensive. The world is full of scumbags. They're gonna do things to not be straight up. They don't care about being straight up. In fact, some of them want to misrepresent the truth. We hope that you can tell the truth about what happened, because the truth is the truth. And if it comes out in bits and pieces, why don't you stand on what you did? Because something happened, didn't it? Huh? Something happened, brother. You know what I'm saying? Something happened, and it's out there. And I think it's better if you give your word about what happened instead of saying, you know, hey, lawyers on deck. It was good to see him again, too, because I ain't seen Chris Webber.
Yeah, real
You know
true.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, here go brother Chris.
You know what's weird about that statement is that if there was somebody that never was in the situation or knows about the actual situation or the facts at hand, imagine them saying to Corey after Corey just came out and said, you know, the rumors and false rumors and whoever out here spreading the lies, I'm a sue him. Just for the person who assisted in helping spreading those false, quote unquote, false rumors to be like, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but something about that gotta be true though, right? Like some gotta, if enough people are saying it, if a lot of people are saying, there's gotta be some truth to it, right, Corey? Do you think Corey would look at those people like, oh man, they got a point. Maybe I should just go ahead and tell them what really happened? Or is he gonna be like, y'all niggas weren't there, y'all don't know what happened, y'all trying to come up with these rumors and trying to put this shit on my jacket? Nah, I'm getting y'all up out of here. What do y'all think his reaction would be if somebody told him after he just got done saying that these are rumors and false claims and lies, that there's still some truth to it? Well, what do you think his reaction would be?
A lot of us, especially people who are basketball fans, we know you. We root for you, but if you was smashing old boy wife, put it out there because it's out there.
Yeah, we were the last of the, like, you know, people.
People talk
it was
about
all
like,
over the,
man, almost everybody smashes somebody's wife, man. This is America, man. Ain't nobody straight up, man. The women ain't straight up, the men ain't straight up. But I tell you what, the truth is something that has no alibi. That's what I say.
Unless the truth has to do with somebody speaking the truth about you. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it's been. You can only tell the truth about other people that you don't know or never been in a situation, never hung out with these niggas, not friends with them. You know, Corey can tell the truth about these niggas, But as soon as somebody starts telling the truth about you, then it's an issue. It's a problem. Even Money Mar, I don't know. Do you agree with that? Or am I wrong on that end? For somebody who professes to be an individual who speaks the truth, just as much as you are willing to spew the truth, you should be able to digest the truth as well. Just as you are able to give the truth forward, you should be able to accept that truth in the same manner. But you don't know me. I don't know you, so there can't be no validity to it. You put damn near your whole life on the internet speaking about personal incidents. This is another thing. People don't think that you can know somebody by now just by them being off the internet. If you spend 10 plus years every week on the internet, showing your personality, showing your comedy skills, showing your acting skills, showing your music skills, showing how you think, what's going on with your thought process, what it is that you are into, what you're not into, what you're against, what you're for. People can get a good idea of what type of person that you are. I don't think at that point somebody has to spend 24/7 with you, especially if you also have people who are around you say that you are that person on and off the screen. So we have to take other people's word for it because you take other people's word for it. Because you continuously talk about how the people come up to you and tell you stories about other individuals and you run with those stories. I can't tell you, he has a Rolodex of backdorias off of who other people claim to be backdoria. Not that person themselves, but from third and fourth and fifth parties. This man knows for sure who is backdooria in Hollywood based off of what other people have told him. So if that's the case, the people that know you outside of 5150, we should take their word for it about who you are, like Marcus or Precise, right? By your logic. I don't know, man. It's interesting. It's just interesting to me. Now, GMS fam, the Green Room, it has been a dope show. I appreciate every single one of y'all for pulling up today. Hey, I got a request from my GMS fam. For those out there that want to support the GMS show in a big way, those that want to hit the like button, do that for me. Hit the subscribe. You can become a member by hitting the membership down below. You can hit the super chats, or if you don't want YouTube to take half of everything that comes through on this channel, you can send it directly to my Cash App, which is in the description below. Can one of my chat members, one of my GMS fam, go to and put that Cash App in the description below for me, or no, put it in the chat for me. If you want to put my Cash App in the chat for me, I'm gonna pin it to the top, and we'll get to it there, man. If you want to support, if we have 5 of y'all send 5 to the Cash App, man, you'll be supporting the GMS show in a big way, man. Let's get to it. Shout out your city. Let me know where you tuning in from. GMS fam. I want to shout out your city. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, 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 let's go. Hit that like button on the way out, man. If you're tuning in right now, if you're in that live chat, hit the like button on your way out. Yeah. Toke Champs in the building, Forest City, Arkansas. I got C-Mo, Los Angeles in the building, man. Marcus Carter, straight out of Houston. Blackberry Musk, DMV in the building. What's going on? Hey. Hey. Hey, man, drink water. Drink water. Don Vito, Louisville is in the building. T-Fam 1, Harvey, Illinois, I see you. It's Chico. Dirk Schneider, straight out of Memphis, Tennessee. I see you, brother. Golden Radio Hour, Seattle in the building. I see you, fam. Black Gold, straight out of Detroit. I see you. Shout out to my Detroit family. Ron G. Hackensack, New Jersey. Hey, 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 hey. I'm gonna play a new beat for y'all. Before we get out of here, man. I'm gonna play some smooth shit. We gonna smooth it out. We gonna smooth it out like the hotel room floor at a Diddy freak off. Pause. Throw the baby oil everywhere, man. Make it smooth and slippery. You ain't getting away. Nah, bitch, you can't run. You gonna be running in place. Yeah. GMS fam in the green room, I appreciate every single one of y'all. Enjoy this banger while I make my exit. Peace.